South Korean KF-16 crash in USA caused by human error. A South Korean KF-16 fighter jet crashed in the United States on Monday during a training exercise. Both pilots ejected safely and there was no damage to the ground or to any structures. The aircraft involved in the incident was part of the 35th Fighter Squadron at Kunsan Air Base in South Korea. It was conducting routine training in the vicinity of the base when the crash occurred around 1:30 p.m. local time. According to the U.S. Air Force, the cause of the crash is under investigation, but it has already been determined that it was not caused by mechanical failure. So what could be the reason then? Well, according to the available information, both pilots ejected safely, which indicates that the crash was likely caused by human error rather than a problem with the aircraft itself. This could have been a navigational error, a problem with the indicators, or a wrong call by the pilot. It's just also possible that the pilots might have been performing some sort of a risky maneuver at the time of the crash. But again, all of this is pure speculation at this moment. The 35th Fighter Squadron operates about 40 to 50 aircraft. These are not the F-16s that we are familiar with. These are the KF-16s, which are basically the F-16s built under license by South Korea. In fact, they are so similar to the original American F-16s that they can use the same parts. The KF-16 was developed in the 1980s and first flew in 1990. South Korea began procuring the multi-role fighter in 1997 and they have around 140 of these fighters in service today. These are not very expensive aircraft by today's standards. Back in 1997, each KF-16 cost around $25 million. And if we adjust that figure for inflation, we get around $48 million. Still, that is a far cry from the $75 to $85 million that the F-35 costs today. The KF-16 has a slightly different engine and it lacks some of the advanced electronics of the American F-16, but it is still a formidable fighter aircraft. It can carry a variety of air-to-air and air-to-surface missiles and it has a combat radius of around 500 kilometers. It is also equipped with an M61A1 Vulcan 20mm cannon, which is basically the same cannon that you would find on the A-10 Warthog. But unlike the Warthog, the KF-16 is a multi-role aircraft that can perform air superiority, ground attack and even some reconnaissance missions. Anyway, coming back to the crash, the U.S. Air Force says that the cause of the crash is still under investigation. But again, the fact that both pilots were able to eject safely indicates that this was not a catastrophic failure of the aircraft. In all likelihood, this was a pilot error. But we will have to wait for the official report to find out what really happened. That's all for now. If you like our videos, do give us a thumbs up and stay tuned for more updates.